Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Wiki Weekends. As always, we are bringing you a wiki page, or maybe two today, in fact, to just troll through and try and find some interesting facts from.
Yeah.
I am your host, Lucas Holland, and you can hear in the background just the lovely Karl Smallwood coming right in there.
Yeah, just the Karl Smallwood soundboard. Do you want my three generic noises of yeah, and whoa.
You just get like the Crash Bandicoot.
Wow! Wow! My longest wow yet. Oh, what's the sound effect for a video game you think you could do pretty well? Because I've always thought I could do the Mario, like, dying in lava noise, quite all the...
The funny thing is, every time you do it while we're recording, Discord cuts it out,
It
so I
does,
never
yeah.
get to hear you do it. But you can do a pretty good Mario. I can't really think of one off the top of my head, like, maybe just like the from Yoshi,
Yoshi.
but like...
It's like you should do it every time you do it to your Smash Bros. Every time I Smash Bros, like, wow. It's like, God damn it, Lucas, nah.
But yes, we are not talking about Yoshi, Karl. We are talking about a character from the Suicide Squad known as Harley Quinn. The reason I have to do 2 whole pages for this one character is because DC and DC fandoms are an absolute mess.
They are a shit show behind the scenes, so...
Because DC hasn't exactly made it easy for the people writing the fandom pages, because DC keeps rebooting itself and shit, and it's a complete mess. So I'm going to begin with the disambiguation of Harley Quinn as a character, and then I'm going to go to the current version, which is the Prime Earth version, which, annoyingly, the Prime Earth version isn't just, like, the one... Like, it's the current version, but then there's also, like... There's the New 52 one, there's like the animated one, there's so many different Harley Quinns, and we're going to talk mostly about like the current run, like the Prime Earth Harley Quinn, but I just wanted to talk about Harley Quinn as more of like a general character to begin with.
Harleen, you're losing control.
It's part of my charm.
Yeah, that's it. We're talking like our... The character as a whole instead of like the specific version that's covered on the wiki. So the wiki is more of like, a starting jumping off point. But tell me about Harleen Quinn's out.
Well, first, I'm just going to mention, because obviously, like, we recorded this video to talk about, like, Harley, but also because, like, the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game is coming out.
Who are we killing?
The Justice League.
One of my favourite things that I've seen on Twitter today.
Okay.
To date the video. It's just gone live in like the early access and has immediately been taken offline because there was a glitch that players were encountering where upon starting the game they had full game completion.
Oh, so it just completely removes any incentive to play.
It had the you would load up the game and you'd be done with the game.
So the game's committing suicide down. The game just doesn't want people playing. It's getting sentience like this sucks, get rid.
Obviously, they've already taken the game offline to update that and fix that, but it's just a very, like, funny thing of, like, the time of recording, like, when I wanted to be like, let's talk about this, because Suicide Squad coming out, it's like, it's already come out and gone offline because the game's finishing itself.
A game called Suicide Squad doesn't want to be played. It refuses to be played, it doesn't need it. And I guess we can talk about that game, like, I can't think of just anything more off-putting to me than just billion numbers on the screen collectathon.
I mean, I've already got my Destiny.
Yeah, everything about that game just looks like it sucks.
It's just, why on earth did they, like, this was clearly a decision made, like, years and years ago to make this game,
6
like,
years ago, easily,
lean into the live service thing, and everyone's already fucking fed up with live service games being everywhere. It's like, the ship has fully turned on those type of games.
Like, the ship hasn't even sailed, it sank.
It basically, other than a couple of, games like a Destiny or a Warframe, like most of the games like just died a death immediately.
Also, it's worth pointing out, it doesn't look fun.
I must be above the earth to come down upon it.
It looks like they've got decent reversal in there. I like the general idea of like being able to play as Harley Quinn.
I just don't think any of the characters look distinct enough. Like when they showed, here's not Killer Croc, here's King Shark. What does he do? He pulls out a shotgun. I went, oh, I'm fucking done.
Yeah, they've all got distinct elements and they've all got like you know, parts of their character design look okay, but then presumably, like, that character design even is not going to stay the same because, like, as you change your armor pieces, I guess, like, you start to look different and stuff. Like,
it's just every character controlled the same way.
They all just use guns. It's like, what IP should we use? The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, so you could put... the fact that Captain Boomerang doesn't use a fucking boom. I know he does, but, like, when Captain Boomerang pulled out an AK-47, I'm like, what is this? He's called Captain Boomerang in the trailer they used to... announce it, he pulls out a shotgun or something.
The only one that makes sense is the most boring character in Deadshot of, like, literally the guy is just a guy with gun.
Yeah.
And, like, that dude's boring. Like, he's the most boring character and he's the only one that fits in with, you're just going to use a lot of fucking guns.
Put Ratcatcher in it. Give me, like, just control, make it like Plague Tale. Doing like it's just like you control rats.
Yeah, I don't know how long I was slightly out of focus there, so apologies. You excited for Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman in this game?
So I've talked about this with you privately, but I want to ask a question of the audience. The game's not out yet. As the time of recording, it's not out yet. So if
at the time of the video, it will be, though.
It will be, okay. Folks at home, let me know in the comments. Did they use AI to voice Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Because they were very specific in their wording of, this is Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman.
And it was the way that they said, like, this was the last game he recorded for.
Yes, and I think their wording is very, very suspicious because they've not outright said that he completed it. I think they tried to say, well, everything that he needed to do was done, but then they've gone ahead and changed the game like 5 times. I would bet money that they've used AI in some way to massage his performance to go they need it, because there's a lot of, like, Batman battle banter that I don't imagine them using of, like, Kevin Conroy for.
All we know is that Kevin Conroy has recorded for it.
Yeah, and I think your opinion is that they wouldn't because his performance is too iconic and the backlash would be too severe.
I think the backlash would be too severe to do it, especially as he's, like, you know, unfortunately passed away since he's done recordings for the game, and that's why it's its last performance.
And I think that they're going to, because, like, Warner Bros. Is just one of those companies where they will nickel and dime the shit out of everything. I don't think they could leave that money sat on the table. Like, well, the game is not doing well in previews, press the Batman button, put more Batman in.
I personally wouldn't be surprised. It's like, it wouldn't shock me at all to learn that that had happened, but I think, personally, that the game's already getting enough shit PR.
It'd be the death knell, yeah. It would be an immediate...
It's already, I think, had the death nail, that game, like, maybe.
Yeah, that game is dead on arrival, but I think that would, like, push it over the edge. It being something that
really
actively causes people to boycott en masse.
Yeah, I'm not stuck in my opinion so much that I would, like, put a pizza bet on it or, like, a drinks bet or something. I'm not very committed to my stance of, like, I think it would be an awful idea, but it wouldn't shock me if they did it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Batman, Carl, Harley Quinn is actually an adversary of Batman and originated from the animated Batman series, I believe.
I ask you, Harley, who's given more hours of amusement to the Gotham police force than me?
Now when, Mr. J?
People think of her being such an iconic character. She was just made for that animated show.
Yeah, and just became such, like, a iconic part of that show and of Joker's pairing that just inevitably broke out as a popular character. And I think, yeah, for good reason. Like, the past 30 years, or just less than 30 years, I think, of, like, Harley's presence has, like, just seen her skyrocket through the ranks of popularity.
Feels like one of those things where it feels like the character has always existed, because just she does. Like, she just feels like, the Joker needed that tempering effect.
She's just such a good foil to the Joker.
To Mr. J.
And such a good character in her own right.
Yes, as she's been fleshed out over the years.
She doesn't even need to rely on, like, being the Joker's girlfriend and sidekick now. Like, she just has her own fucking TV show and everything.
It's a bird. It's a plane. It's motherfucking Harley Quinn.
Jeez, sorry for trying to get a vibe going.
Like, but initially she existed to serve as, like, the Joker's, like, corrosive influence is such that a well-respected psychologist, Miss Harleen Quinzel, was corrupted by him and just was won over to his, like, anarchic way of thinking.
Indeed, yes, because she was born as Harleen Quinzel. She had been working as a psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum, where she was assigned to the Joker and fell in love with him.
I think it's got Harleen Quinzel. Is that better or is that worse than in like the Dark Knight Rises of just like, so what's your name, Joseph Gordon-Levitt? You're thinking, ooh, is he going to be like Tim Drake? Is he going to be like, it's like, no, my name's Robin.
Try my legal name.
You should use your full name. I like that name. Robin.
Like, what is your first name, Mr. like set up to be the next Batman? It's like, oh well, my name is Robin, and it's. Could you not have been Dick Grayson? Could you not have been Tim Drake?
And it's just that one where you think about that and you think, did Christopher Nolan know who Robin is? Does he just think that Robin is another Batman?
And yeah, it led to her adopting her own costume persona, adapting the word Harlequin to become Harley Quinn.
Her costume's so good. Like, what's your favourite like Harley Quinn costume, and why is it the one from the animated show with like the full-on like jester hat and stuff?
See, that is not my favourite. I do really like the new versions of Harley Quinn where she like
Suicide Squad Harley Quinn.
The Suicide Squad one is a good one, as in like the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie. I think Margot Robbie like looks really cool in that one.
Yes.
The Daddy's Little Monster t-shirt is like
that was a bit much.
Little bit much, but like, you know, I think they got that Margot Robbie Harley Quinn and adapted her quite well for Birds of Prey and the Suicide Squad. I can't remember which Arkham design it is, where it's like, it's not the like nurse one, but like the one that looks a bit more grounded, like the Injustice 2 one, I think.
The Injustice 2 one's good. Like with
Injustice 2 one's pretty good. And then she has some really cool customization options, including going back to some of like the Jester outfits and stuff as well. Like I had multiple different Harley Quinn customization options.
Is it the Injustice games where Harley Quinn just absolutely just annihilates Oliver Queen when he calls his cave the Arrow Cave and she says, "You're an idiot. Why do you call it the Quiver?"
Why not call it the Quiver?
That's actually much better. How did I not? This is so annoying.
Arrows don't live in a cave. It's the Quiver, you idiot. You're an arrow.
It's the Bat Cave because bats live in a cave.
What do you think I should call it? Call it the Quiver.
So I'm gonna just over Discord send you like the image that they have for Harley Quinn as like
Let's have a look. So this is
the disambiguation, because I think this is a pretty good example where it's like, I like it where it's inspired by the Jester outfit, but in the new version without the hat and stuff.
And she does, so she has like the big bow on the back, which is reminiscent of the red and black, which is her colour scheme.
I really enjoy that mix of like, we're going to incorporate the old Jester design into a more modern look with like the cool, colourful hair and stuff. It does say, the relationship that she has with the Joker is passionate and continuously off-on, with Harley's best friend Poison Ivy constantly encouraging her friend to break up with him for good. And I think the relationship that they've built recently with like the Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy friendship is like so good.
I thought we were friends.
Thought we were more than friends.
Her special abilities include an enhanced physiology due to chemical experimentation, giving her just the classic, enhanced strength, agility, durability, like the one that just every single comic book character seems to just get these 5 things.
Yeah, except for in Injustice, where everyone takes Superman pills. Did the baseball bat she has take Superman pills? Because she can hit Superman with that baseball bat pretty tough.
Like, the baseball bat can do damage to it. Like, she pulls out a big hammer, and she, like, in Injustice 2 has, like, the dogs, and it's like, the dogs do damage to Superman.
Yeah, I still think, like, that game has one of my favourite Superman lines, where, like, they say, "Come on, Clark, don't be stupid." He goes, "I'm not the one fighting Superman." And then he has a scene of Harley Quinn. There's another great Superman line where Superman's like, "Do you want me to tell you a joke?" And Harley Quinn's like, "This I've got to hear." And Superman just says, "Harley Quinn versus Superman."
Want to hear a joke?
Oh, gee, this ought to be something.
Harley Quinn versus Superman.
Why are any of you, like, regular people trying to fight Superman?
I just love, like, Superman. I know he's evil in that game, but just the thing of, like, let me tell you a joke, Harley versus Superman. It's like, that is, like, I'm Superman. What the fuck are you going to do?
Come on. And, I actually got it a bit wrong. Harley Quinn is as old as I am. So made in 1992. Harley Quinn was originally created by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm as a character in the DCAU, which is the animated universe. I think it was the Harley Quinn TV show wiki that I looked at. where it's like the Harley Quinn fandom page, which had way more band names for her. So I'm going to also quickly bring that up and bring a third wiki into this mix.
We're triple wikis, the trippy.
So some aliases on the Harley Quinn fandom page for Dr. Harley Quinzel are Dr. Quinzel, the Maid of Mischief.
Maid of Mischief is good.
And then the one that I really like, the Clown Princess of Crime.
Yep.
And then just like a bunch of different nicknames here of like Halls, Peanut, Pudding, Quinn, Quinzel, H-Bomb, Hargret, Red Bat, and then Bat Harley. And then the Prime Earth aliases, there's no real band names, I don't think. Harley Hack Me Up, Hammer Harleen, and Harley the Barbarian, as well as just being known as a Yellow Lantern. Her utilising the power of fear kind of makes sense when Batman does. I guess the Yellow Lantern and Batman are kind of similar, but also the polar opposites of each other at the same time.
There's a thing in one comic where the Yellow Lanterns keep annoying Batman. It's like, be a Yellow Lantern. It's like, no, stop calling me, lose my number.
It's like, but you'd be a really good Yellow Lantern Batman.
It's like, you'd be able to punish so many criminals. Like, shut up, leave me alone.
And I'm sure there are times where Batman's been a Yellow Lantern that people can let us know about in the comments, because it just makes too much sense. Like, he literally uses fear as a weapon. It's one of those things, isn't it, of like, there's been so many years of DC Comics. It's similar to like when we make fun of Marvel for like everyone's had the Phoenix Force. It's like, every fucker's been a lantern of one colour at this point.
Yeah. And Batman's done everything. He was a ninja for a bit.
He was like the pirate and shit, and went back in time and got stuck there and shit.
Like, one time I was supposed to do a comic of like Batman's fucking dead. I just wanted to do like Batman's fucking dead as a comic book, and he's just dead, and he's exactly the same, but there's just no Batman.
There probably is, because like I know that like Damian Wayne's taken over Batman, but it's secretly he didn't die, he faked his own death.
That's
and all
always
this
the twist,
shit.
isn't it? Like Lucas Batman's super totally mega dead this time. It's like, well, the twist is that he's alive.
Well, no, he's actually a pirate stuck in the past that needs help. It's like, okay, sure.
So just make a comic of Batman's fucking dead.
No more Batman, Carl.
No more Batman. He's still the funniest. I think it's the hardest we've ever laughed. Do I explain it?
Yeah, of just like, we were having a conversation online of like some shit post where it was like, who would win in a fight versus like Scarlet Witch or Batman? There's a famous comic panel where like the Scarlet Witch just says, no more mutants.
Deleted the X-Men from not only the Marvel Universe, he deleted them from our world, because that was a storyline, because Fox wouldn't give the X-Men back. So they just deleted the all mutants from Marvel canon, so they wouldn't have storylines to pull from. Like, she literally deleted a concept in her universe. You're like, yeah, well, Batman will still win, though, so he's got prep time. How do you prepare for just not existing?
And people, people came at us and was like, well, Bruce Wayne would, like, be Bruce Wayne and not Batman, and therefore defeat her as Bruce Wayne. It's like, no, like, she could wish him out of the concept of existence. And it's just, the idea of, like, no more Batman, and, like, the fact that people will argue, but Bruce Wayne, though, it's like...
Yeah. It's just, the dick riding for Batman is so severe, and I guess we've got the example I always bring up is, there is something in DC known as the Omega Beams. They are completely undodgeable laser beams shot by Darkseid. The Flash cannot dodge them. Mm-hmm. The Flash, you can run at the speed of, like, existence. There's one Flash comic where he runs so fast he exists in all areas of the Earth simultaneously at once.
Doesn't he, like, outrun the universe at one point?
He outruns the concept of death itself, yes. And then like... Batman dodges them by doing a backflip.
Flee.
He just does a backflip.
Yeah, and like the thing I say is, the time it takes for, like, the synapses in Batman's brain to tell his muscles to twitch, the Omega Beam's already gone through his skull.
They will chase him around any backflip, but because it's Batman,
and
people have such a fucking hard-on for Batman, it's like, the writers will write Batman in, like, a victorious way in any scenario, even if it's undodgeable lasers, he can just dodge them because he's Batman.
Like, the Flash can't, but he can. Like, Superman gets hit by these things, and Superman can fly at, like, the speed of light, but Batman does a backflip. But he looks is a really good one.
He does a really good backflip. And anyone that's coming at us in the comments being like, well, Batman could do X and Y and beat Wanda this way and, dodge Omega Beams this way, you're proving the exact point is people just ride Batman too hard. It's like he's just meant to be a dude. Like, a pretty impressive dude, but he's just a dude.
It's way more interesting when he's just a guy who's really good at punching people, fucking hates crime.
We will go to the powers and abilities. And the powers, there's one power of Prime Earth Harleen Quinzel where she doesn't appear to have like all like the bullshit super strength, super durability stuff in this version.
Yes.
There's just one thing, and it's toxic immunity. Harley is immune to most types of toxins or poison, including the Joker venom and Poison Ivy's touch.
Yes, because the Joker just uses he gets higher his own supply.
Mm-hmm.
And she's probably presumably also immune to Poison Ivy sticks. They're a couple, right?
In some adaptations, they are a romantic couple. I'm not sure whether they are in Prime Earth.
It's a good pair.
It is a really good pairing, very good. But like, I know that some iterations also include like fear toxin doesn't work on her and stuff because she just like laughs it off.
Yeah, because she's just not scared. She can't be scared because she's insane, so she lacks the ability to feel fear.
You know, similar to, I presume the exact same thing happens with Joker. I think with fear toxin, he just laughs in the face of it.
But I do like that pairing of Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn.
I think it's a really good way to have taken the character forward. Is like focus on the relationship of those two rather than like she's gotten out the toxic boyfriend phase of her life. She's now with Poison Ivy. It's like
poisonous go to your poison phase.
God, we're cute.
So damn cute.
Good luck with your first date.
And then her abilities, however, are a bit more lengthened out here. She's obviously skilled in psychiatry. She has the doctorate in it, and psychology as well. And then gymnastics. Just, again, this is why a lot of the time we don't go to the DC fandom. It's like, gymnastics, she's a spectacular gymnast.
How? Where did she learn that?
It's like, give us examples. Like, we're not, experts on these subjects. We need the example. The ones that does give an example here, we have like acrobatics, intimidation, stealth, leadership, but then hand-to-hand combat, advanced. Even without any memory, Harley has been forced to fight and survive on an infinite loop of battles, possessing incredible muscle memory, combat skill, and making her a very experienced combatant. Harley being Harley stated that she loved fighting in the Nexus Point. So that means she just got, like, trapped in the Nexus Point, infinitely fighting and learning skills.
That's the thing, so he makes other characters more boring by default. Of like, Harley Quinn, she can't just be a psychopath. She can't just be like, she just went fucking crazy and just rolled around with a baseball bat. She has to have, like, mastered every form of combat by being stuck in, like, the infinite loop of combat forever. It's like, even Goku didn't have that.
I hope Yamcha and the others are at least making better progress than King Kai's.
She's skilled in weaponry such as firearms and swordsmanship. Doesn't say like giant fucking mallet ship though, does it?
Yeah.
There's like her two signature weapons are like a bat and a mallet, and it's like swordsmanship, but also the ability of being a pickpocket. She bragged how she was taught to be a pickpocket by Catwoman, who's probably a pretty good fucking pickpocket, let's face it.
The thing is, Catwoman, like, if it's, depending on which version, if she just walked up to me in the street and said, "Can I have your wallet?" I'd be like, okay. I'd just give Catwoman a wallet. I'd give her keys to my house. I
just quickly saw the paraphernalia section. She found an apocalypse hammer, of course, at some point, and it's like a boom tube hammer that gives her like super strength, durability, flight, and boom tube powers. And it's like, of course it did. But other paraphernalia include a mallet, a pop gun, and then yellow, green, black, and red power rings. It's like formally all of them, including the apocalypse hammer.
Because obviously, the more powerful you make someone, the less interesting it becomes, at least to me.
Yeah, same. It's like, that's why just we dunk on, I'd say, like, things like the Phoenix Force and shit. Is like, it's not interesting when every character at some point has just had like Venom powers and Phoenix Force powers and all of the fucking different colours of the rainbow of power rings. If she was just her own character that hit people with a big fucking mallet and told some jokes.
It's like, yeah, a criticism of like at Marvel. So people are like, oh, you're picking on like DC so much. Like, is that every Marvel TV show has to end with giant CGI fight where the stakes are the end of the world. Mm-hmm. That is inherently boring because it means like just like every story feels the same. Like, you know, it's even though the stakes are quite high, they don't feel all that interesting because it's we guess there's a giant CGI monster that's going to destroy the entire world. You're not going to tell a small scale story. It's like, why can't you just tell a simple story?
Why does every character have to have gotten to god level power at some point? It's way more interesting when it is, you know, some other adaptations that we've got that limit her a bit more and therefore make her more interesting. I really like her in the Suicide Squad, and I really I've enjoyed like the clips I've seen of the Harley Quinn TV show, and I like her in Injustice and the Arkham games as well. Like, I think, you know, but I don't like that nurse design in, I think it was Arkham Asylum. But other than that, like, I think her interpretation was really cool in that. The animated series, and guess what all of them seemingly have in common is that she's, again, just like got like one weapon and just hits people, and she's not some super-powered god-level character. It's just, she's just Harley Quinn.
And mostly as well, it's her ability because she's a criminal psychologist. Like, it's mostly just her ability to talk to people. Like, in the Injustice games, she's, like, so good because she can just, like, immediately pick up on people's insecurities thanks to her just, like, natural affinity for just reading people.
I really like a lot of adaptations of Harley Quinn, and, like, she is one of the, my, like, more favoured DC characters in general. And then it's just like, oh, but they had to go make her, like, God Mode Harley. It's like, why? She's just more interesting when she's not. We'll end on one last note, Carl.
Yes.
According to Red Hood, Harley was his therapist during sessions he underwent in Arkham Asylum, and he still remembers and uses her treatment in times of need. He even uses this as a way to calm and relate to Bizarro. And I just love the idea that Red Hood's sitting there like, remember Harley's advice. She was my doctor. It's like, and then you just pan to like Harley Quinn, and she's just insane criminal just running amok. We always end up like, when they go to like weird places with these characters, it's like I prefer to keep things simple, and we end up like seeming like a bit negative about these characters. I do understand that. It's frustrating because of like how much I like the character and how much it like disenfranchises me from that character in a way of like, stop just giving everyone fucking power
Stop
rings.
giving people lantern rings. It makes the Green Lantern seem way less fucking cool when everyone's got one of these. Like, stop making Batman completely unbeatable, because then there's no stakes to any of his stories, because there's going to be a bullshit convoluted explanation that's not satisfying about how he secretly always figured it out.
Anyway, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
I'm interested to see how the Suicide Squad launch goes, so let us know in the comments what you think of the game, and whether or not like there's signs of AI Kevin Conroy in there.
That's the one. That's like the review that I saw is just Kevin Conroy's performance has been allowed as contractually obligated. It's like, oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
What a fucking flaccid wet farce of an end to that, like, in a phenomenal career.
Phenomenal, yeah. I really just hope, you know, that there is some actual redemption to the story of this game, because right now, the time of recording, it's not looking good. But yeah, I don't want to see, like, Rocksteady as a developer just, like, disappear because, like, this Suicide Squad game had to happen. Please, let something be good. At least, like, the characterization of Harley Quinn be like good in the game and in the story and stuff. Like, I hope at very least like they can nail the characters or something.
Apparently, like, the cutscenes are good.
So yeah, fingers crossed. I will live in hope. But right now the signs are less than positive. But I hope everyone has a lovely time playing the game, and I hope everyone has a lovely time getting to the end of this video. So thank you all for watching.
Yeah, cheers everybody.